It seems I may have picked an inopportune time to take the doggins on a walk-ins, as it appears the storm is a brewing. We'll see if we beat it out. We'll see if we take cover. I want to join everybody. I want to welcome everybody who's joining me for this very, very fun Sunday walk and talk. Now, why is it fun? Look, I delve into a lot of grim and dark subject matter. Stuff that, can upset some people. It upsets me. For instance, the first two videos that I did today, one of which was about pedo wood, and yet another young actress on the kids scene, this time a Disney girl. We heard from other people who've worked at Disney before as children, saying she was being abused from the time she was 6 to 14, and that essentially the paparazzi was not something she even gave a thought to, because there were much more serious matters in her life. In that story, I also brought up a guy named Dan Schneider at Nickelodeon, and some other names. And it's very disturbing and disgusting to talk about for anybody out there that actually, cares about people. That anybody has a daughter or a niece or a mother or a sister. Because, on one end of this, I often talk about the abuse of young boys and men, and when we're talking about Bryan Singer and the gang, right? We talk about that. But then, there's the Epstein crew and the guys out there that prefer young girls or just children in general. And it gets disturbing. It gets tough. It's not easy. But then, the other story that we covered today was about North Korea and peace talks again. And again, North Korea is not perfect. I'm not praising the practices there. I'm not praising the culture there. What I'm saying is, it's great to know that we're not on the brink or, being propagated to be on the brink of some kind of a nuclear war with a power like that. So I just did a video on that. I showed you how even the media is covering it as a historic event, and it is. I don't know, am I gonna get poured on, guys? By the way, thumbs this video up, share it. If you're a new watcher and you dig this, we actually do a lot of good research here, and we do important videos. For instance, one of the big videos this week that I thought was extremely important was the news on Epstein that, the DOJ is just going to throw the case out. Yep, his deal's going to stand. The Alex Acosta, current Secretary of Labor under this administration, that's just going to stand, guys. I don't know about you, but that makes it pretty gross for me. I think that it's a bad move. And with Barr recusing himself and then really putting nobody in there to get aggressive and sink their teeth into it, it's a damn shame. It's disgusting. But again, I'm here. It might be rainy almost, but my dog's enjoying it. Karma, what's up, baby? Tell everybody how much you love them. Huh? Yeah, you're such a good girl. We're getting this done. It looks like I might actually beat out the storm. There's some skyline over there. And we're going to do some big interviews coming up, guys. In about a half an hour, 40 minutes, right around the 5 p.m. mark Eastern time, I'm going to have Robbie Martin on. And we're going to be discussing John Walker Lind. And those who are unfamiliar with John Walker Lind, still pretty nice over here. He was the American Taliban. Remember that? For all you guys that are old enough to remember it, the American Taliban. In the midst of us going into Afghanistan after 9/11, there was John Walker Lind, who had sided with the enemy. And he's been in jail for a very long time. He got released at the end of May, and there were some talks about that. And me and Robbie Martin are going to discuss the implications of that, how much was propaganda, what this guy really got caught up in. It was unclear whether or not John Walker Lind had any idea 9/11 had even occurred. 2001 was a very, very different time, okay? It wasn't cell phones everywhere. There was a lot going on that people just didn't have access to. A lot of information. We still don't have an access to all the information or the right information. But don't worry, Google and their Google News Initiative, they're going to bring us the authoritative sources to stop fake news. They're going to do it. They're the best. Gotta love that Google. And by the way, thank you, YouTube. You've only demonetized every single video that I've done today. And you confirmed that my Dershowitz video was also inappropriate. There's another big story we did this week that no one seems to be talking about. You know, Dershowitz for years said, you know, this Virginia Guthrie, she won't say, or Virginia Roberts, she goes by so many names. Virginia Guthrie Roberts, I think it is. She won't say anything outside of a court. Why doesn't, let's see her sue. And she sues him for defamation, and he sues her for defamation. He says, I want all the documents out. I don't know this woman. She's a liar. Meanwhile, again, he's a lawyer for Epstein. Maria Farmer says he knew Epstein for much, much longer than he had said before. Oh, we got a dog poopins here, and we're good people. So we clean up the dog poop. We don't not. If you don't, you're bad. You're bad. You're not as bad as Epstein and the poop that he hangs out with. Hold on, Karma. Wait up. We're doing it big. Sorry, folks. That's how you do it. You got to do it this way. This is how you keep America great. You don't have to make it great again. Clean up after your dog's poo when we're on a dog walk. All right. Sorry about that. So anyway, now Dershowitz, now that he knows the DOJ is not going to be reopening the case, okay, now that he knows that's a fact, what's he do? He says, you know what? I want my name cleared, but I'm not going to be greedy. This is really jeopardizing the constitutional protections of the First Amendment. He's playing the First Amendment card. Now, some people, a lot of people, believe that he's only playing the First Amendment card because he's an 80-year-old man. And this could get drug out for another decade. After all, the DOJ's not opening the case again. After all, he negotiated a deal of immunity for unnamed crimes and unnamed people. Pretty bizarre. So now, you know, to save America, to save the Constitution, Dershowitz is demanding the case be dismissed. What a guy, that Dersh, huh? Good for him. How many times was he on that flight log? Over a dozen, I believe? Over a dozen times on that flight log, huh? It's so weird. It's so weird. And remember, the butler who leaked that book, all right? Who leaked that book, guess what he got? He got more prison time than Epstein. Not only did he get more prison time than Epstein, he died after getting out of prison. Oh, and then Bradley Edwards, who is the only lawyer that I know of to beat Epstein on anything related to these charges, when Epstein tried to sue him and Dershowitz claimed that he and another lawyer were supposed to be disbarred because of their dishonesty and how they were handling this case, well, he had to take all that back in a signed statement. He had to admit Bradley Edwards was doing his job. Took about a decade from process to process, started as a lawsuit where Epstein was suing, and then all of a sudden, he was the one being sued. Man, I hope the ballpark doesn't get me a copyright striker pulled off the air with that music. Can you guys hear that music in the background? Keep exposing these freaks. Thank you. By the way, thanks for all the love and support. You know, we're pumping out videos today. Like I said, we're having Robbie Martin on, but I didn't mention James Corbett of the Corbett Report. What a outstanding mind. What an intelligent man. What an in-depth researcher. And what a video machine. He is going to be on around 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So what time is it? It's not even 5 yet, so it's 4+ hours away. But if you want to join the conversation, that's definitely when to set your notification bells. And we're going to be talking about G20, China relations with the United States, what's been going on with these company bans on both sides of the fence. It seems that Trump's trying to cut a new deal, or just had a new deal cut with Xi Jinping. We'll see. See what happens. Yep, the old park. Great work, good blessings. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It looks like I am going to beat the storm. Look at that. So guys, you got suggestions for videos that I also should be doing today? What am I missing this week? What stories are huge that I have not followed up on? I know everybody's talking about the Antifa attack, right? And I don't think I'm doing that video. I think we could talk about that right now. Obviously, I don't condone violence, but let's take it deeper, okay? Back in the day when I covered the G20 in 2008 for InfoWars, right? A real storm, Brandon, a real storm. Although we just covered a ton of topics, okay? So back in the day when I covered the G20, I've always been against protesters that hide their face. Now I understand they're taking your picture. They were doing it 11 years ago. They're running you facial recognition, background checks, video cameras everywhere. I get it. The surveillance state is here, and I'm not a big fan. But why are you hiding your face? Do you believe in what you say? Do you want to have a conversation with people, or you want to act like a criminal or a thug? Do you want to look like those you're protesting against, such as the riot cops who cover their face? Is that what we've become? So when I see this guy getting punched in the eye and having milkshakes thrown at him and someone throwing a rock from behind, every single one of those people had their face masked. Every one of them, at least partially. And I'm just thinking to myself, what in the actual fuck are we doing when any group of protesters thinks that alone is acceptable behavior? How are you going to change minds? You're not. And that's why, you know, the whole movement is completely illegitimate. I mean, who's not against fascism? Who wants corporate-run government? We've had it for years. It continues to grow. People call it the technocracy or whatever. It's not the technocracy. It is a technopoly. When we pretend that Google and others aren't Leviathan military and media industrial complex corporations that don't give a fuck about us. So guys, if you like my material, you like this walk and talk, you're new to the game, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, share it on social media, thumbs it up, grab those notifications. Like I said, in about a half an hour, we're going to be doing an interview with Robbie Martin about John Walker Lindh, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do James Corbett of The Corbett Report. We're going to continue to pump out real videos about real issues that matter, not from a left-right perspective. So if you want to hit my GoFundMe, I appreciate it. We're almost halfway there, halfway through the first month of doing this. I thank you all, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.